Now, we do know that across of the globe, coronavirus has become a grievous concern. People are fighting it. They are grappling for life. And many parts of the globe, including America, Indian students are currently stranded. There are a few students who are in the United States, in New Jersey, currently joining us as well to tell us their ordeal. They are stuck. They're not able to come back to India, and their situation in the US, of course, we do know that it's spreading like wildfire. The US authorities are trying to clamp down on the situation, on the spread, but nonetheless, fear is imminent. Let's quickly go over. Joining us, Sudhanshu Kaushik, the director of the North American Association of Indian Students, joining us from New York. We also have Divya Jetwani, who's a student from New Jersey. We also have a student, Ria, from Washington, D.C., and Jaskirat, also joining us from Baltimore. Let's quickly go over to Divya. Divya, if you could speak up on your situation now, what's going on? We understand that you're stranded, you wanted to come back to India, and you are forced now to stay back because the situation is quite worrisome.
Yeah, I think every day was just a different situation. So like one day it's like no one can enter, the next thing commercial flights are getting banned. So like we've also been holding off on the universities because we haven't gotten full information. And then finally when they ended up closing our universities, there was no way for us to get back essentially. And seeing a lot of the quarantine incidents that a lot of the people that have been posting on social media have been going through, it's like, is it even the right thing for us to come back? I mean, luckily there's friends and family here and around, but essentially I want to be home with my family.
Why did you want to come back, Divya?
I mean, there's a lot of posts that have been come up like
there's a lot of panic around.
Sorry?
There's a lot of panic around, you mean?
There's a lot of panic. I like have elderly people in my house. I don't know what the correct way to like quarantine myself. I don't want to be stuck in a very terrible situation.
Don't you have directions from authorities in your area?
And not particularly, no.
All right, let's go over to Ria joining us as well. Ria, do narrate your ordeal. You're in Washington, D.C. Aren't authorities sensitizing people across? And is it the plight of all students? Of course, people all across are worried, but what about students from India who want to come back? You're one of them.
Yes, I am. I'm a graduate student at NYU. This is my first year, and I'm actually a student who lives in New York, and I'm in DC right now because I have family that lives in DC, and I chose to leave New York because of the kind of situation that's happening there right now.
Okay.
New York currently has 4,000 plus cases and has over 40% of the cases in all of the US are currently inside New York City, which is quite a worrying situation. So I chose to leave that city. Currently, our university has moved all classes online until the end of our semester, which ends at the end of May.
Okay.
So
are you
our
safe
university,
at home? We understand there's a lot of panic buying, people stocking up on goods, and markets are running dry.
We have stocked up on all kinds of frozen food, dry food, as well as toilet paper and everything that you can think of. Supermarkets are still functioning, they're still open.
Okay.
They are one of the few places that we consider essential that are still open.
Okay.
But everything non-essential has been asked to shut down as of now.
Right. Let's quickly go over to Sudhanshu Kaushik, also joining us, who's the director of the Northern American Association of Indian Students. Sudhanshu, you've been the champion there. You're trying to coordinate with many of those worried Indian students. What's really the ways and methods that you're using to ensure that they're pacified and safe?
Not a champion by any means, but trying to fill the gap. There is, Divya's story and the people here, they're the lucky ones. They have family here. They're able to, get out of their university if they've been kicked out in the places they've been in, like New York, to go to their family. But many of us, or many of them, don't have anyone here. And those are the ones that we're really worried and concerned about. Some of them have tried to get out before the last day of international flights to go back to India. Some of them can't afford those flights.
Okay.
We've constantly been receiving calls through a hotline number, my own personal cell phone, messages about concerned students not having enough information. And I just want to clarify, we obviously have an expectation from our government, from our consulates, from the embassies, but they are trying But I want to clarify that information hasn't really transcended through. A lot of people are just really lost. They're very like easy questions that they just don't have access to.
Okay.
And we're trying to mediate that gap.
Like what? What are your predominant questions?
I mean, from something as simple as visa. Where can we go through? Can we take the last flight out? My parents were visiting. What do I do with them? Can they go back? I've had calls like food, like can I get access to food? Because an individual was living in a university that kicked her out, and she used to dine in the dining halls.
Okay.
We've had people that's asked about health insurance, right? We've had people to ask about, accommodation. And
Right.
thankfully, the consulate actually just reached out to us, the consulate of New York, and they have proactively started providing information about accommomation. So
Okay.
I want to take this opportunity and tell you that if you are stuck, if you don't have a place to stay, the consulate of New York and the embassy has worked out a deal with hotels around the area to provide very cheap accommodation.
Excellent. Is there any panic among students to go get themselves tested? We do know that there are lines of people there waiting in cars to get themselves tested, and this is just never ending. There aren't enough test kits, and people are indeed worried. Let's quickly go over to Jaskirat as well. Let me take that from Jaskirat. Jaskirat, do tell us your situation there. Are you okay?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go on.
I'm actually with my aunt in Baltimore right now, and it's pretty calm here because I'm privileged to have family here who are very nice to me. I actually left the city on Friday, but everything happened so rapidly. Now I don't have access to my dorm room, which actually has my passport inside it.
Okay.
So that's a fun situation I'm in, and I don't have access to my passport right now, so I didn't know what to do. So the past few days were very panicky, and thanks to the North American Association of Indian Students and the prompt replies and a lot of other things that were actually
Right. Would you be
accessible
able
to
to
me.
tell us if your universities are being compatible? Are they instructing you the right way? Are they allowing you to access your items inside these universities? We hear many universities are shutting down, asking students to go back until this crisis calms down. Is that true?
My university shut down as of today. I believe we are not allowed to enter the university indefinitely. So my stuff is locked down. I cannot access my stuff from today. And but a few days back, I tried to fetch my passport, and the university staff was very helpful. However,
Great.
we couldn't get it for some unforeseen circumstances. But
Right.
yeah, the university's been really helpful. My university in specific has been really helpful. But still,
Excellent.
I don't think that
what about Divya and Ria? Your universities, are they being proactive?
Absolutely. I can attest that our university has provided student health care, which means we have access to a healthcare system, which if you have insurance as a student in the US, which a lot of students do, then you have access to healthcare, which is a great plus in this situation. We also currently have access to the NYU system that's willing to pack up our belongings and ship it to us wherever we are in the case that we are being moved out of student dorms or campus housing, which is a good
great.
plus.
Divya?
Yeah, I mean, the healthcare system is definitely, it's very accessible. The only thing is that a lot of the hospitals have a huge backlog, so that's one fear. I think I have not left the house because I'm scared that if something happens, in order for me to go get a test, I'm not really sure how that would be possible to get tested for if I have the virus or not. So I think that's definitely a huge fear. Most people have left New York City.
Sudhanshu, are you in the same situation where you want to get yourself tested? We know that people are rushing to get themselves tested. And a last word of advice to all of those students, how could they reach out to you just so that they could be safe?
Yeah, so first of all, I'm quarantined in the house. I have been around 2 people that have been tested positive. And my brother is also around, who is also tested positive around his boss. So I'm quarantined, so I can't go out, nor do I want to risk that. But for the past week, 2 weeks almost, we've been functioning from our homes, the organization, trying to at least reach out and get these messages. If any Indian student is concerned or needs more information, all you need to do is search us up, our Instagram, Twitter, our NAA Indian, or you can call us on our hotline, log on to our website, nwaaindian.org, and we'll, try to help you out as much as
Great.
possible or
Sudhanshu,
connect you to people.
Thank you very much. I hope all of you are safe. Please do stay home. Do not panic. Thank you. Now, on that note, we're going to slip into a short break. We'll be back with more on that. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.